What's up YouTube, this your boy Q and welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to talk about how I got into the trucking industry. Well, I never thought, ever thought one day I'll be driving a semi-truck. I've always been fascinated with cars. I love cars, big car enthusiast. I watch more car reviews than probably I should. Anyways, so back in 2017, me and my friends decided we were fed up with Michigan. That's what I grew up in Michigan. So we wanted to relocate to a different part of the US. So we got our stuff, we packed, and we moved all the way across country. I was the driver. All the way to the other end, to Los Angeles. Didn't work out. It was very unplanned trip. Basically, a bunch of fucking morons got in the car and decided to go, and we saved we saved some money, and then we decided to start over there. Life was better, and it made sense because I graduated back in 2014, and people my age usually settling down, having kids, which I know I should be doing, but I thought the party's not over, so I decided to just leave Michigan altogether and move all the way across country to Los Angeles. Back then I had a new car, so what could go wrong, right? So we got there, we got hit with the culture shock. It's very expensive. Like in $1,500 you can get a really nice apartment in Michigan. Like you can live in a luxury apartment. And Los Angeles, no, that's basically a normal apartment. So it was pretty tough. Then we decided to go back to Las Vegas. It was a lot more convenient. It was a lot cheaper. And then each one of us were like just starting like doing their own thing. Like my friend became a barista at a Starbucks. The other friend and I started, like, I registered myself, I registered my car and everything. I started doing Uber, and I'll give you tips. I'll make another video talking about Uber. I've done over 6,000 trips with Uber, 3 different states, and I got really good reviews. My reviews above 4.9, so I'll make this in another video. But the thing I didn't know about Vegas, it was great. I was making decent amount of money, but that was when it was in season, and I didn't know that off season Vegas becomes basically a ghost town. So with that being said, I remember we were going through a really rough time, and money was becoming an issue. And I remember I was making with Uber less than a minimum wage, so I was struggling bad. And I remember my friend stumbled on an offer on Indeed.com, and he told me like, "Hey, bro, you love driving, don't you?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "There's a trucking. Why don't you become a truck driver? There's an offer on Indeed." He showed me that offer. Is like. And I remember seeing like some ridiculous numbers, like 40,000, 50,000 the first year. I'm like, that's the numbers that you get after you finish school, right? So he's like, they pay for your tuition, and it's no contract, you can leave anytime you want. I was like, where's that place? And the place happened to be literally a few blocks away from where we stayed. We stayed in like Nellis Oasis, somewhere by the air base, North Vegas. So literally, as we leave our house on the way to the freeway, the I-15, going downtown, whatever we were going, we go past the AIT. Back they used to be called AIT. Now I don't know what they changed the name. Anyways, so I'm like, I ain't got nothing to lose. Why don't I just take a look? So I remember me and my friend decided to go to IIT, and I remember going there. I'm like, I have a great driving record. Been driving for quite some time and successful. I haven't had an accident or a citation for over 10 years. I don't know. That's bragging, I guess. So when we got there, I remember we welcomed with this one really nice guy. I don't remember his name, and he welcomed us into his office, and he was like, "Hey, welcome, guys, and whatever. It's a great choice." And trying to sell us this, and then it's a very nice, very smart selling point he did. He took us to the truck. It was parked as a bobtail, a blue truck for Warner, and he let us inside the truck. He let us start up the engine. I got inside the truck, and I was like, whoa, this thing is damn cool. It's big. It's massive. It's still got a freaking stick shift. I thought I would never see those in America, but that happened to have a stick shift, right? And I'm looking, I'm holding the steering, it's big. I'm looking around me, I'm looking at the mirrors. I was like, and there's seats. There was no bed in the back. That's a train. I was like, boy, this is damn cool. When can I start driving? It's like, no, that's how it goes. And then he started breaking it down for us. Like, you start as like there's a few different courses. You have the quick course, which what you do is basically it's a quick course. I think it's 3 weeks. I do not recommend this course if you never driven a truck before, or you don't have, like, let's say you have a friend you've been riding with for quite some time. The three week quick course probably is going to be good for you, but if you've never been on a truck like myself, no, don't take it. Take the normal one. The one, I think 6 weeks, 7 weeks, something like that. It was more than 2 months. Anyways, time was tough. And all these promises, all these numbers, I was like, fuck it, let me try it. Let me give it a shot. And I got nothing to lose. Plus, you get approved financially. They got financial aid and all these good things. So I'm like, okay, I'll go right ahead. So we started. I remember it's got like, I think 4 weeks of class. The class portion was boring as hell, but I still believe it was important. Yeah, here and there you're gonna pick up some of the information, how to respond to a certain information, to certain situations in the icy road and all these. They seem very boring, but I believe they are very important. I think they are important. I know they try, like, it's kind of like they trying to make money or whatever. But I still believe it was an important part of the training. And then I passed that part, and then we start driving. I wasn't too excited about the backing. We had like straight backing, and then from straight backing to offset, which was a little bit more difficult than straight backing. And the worst of all was the alley backing, or the 90-degree backing. I failed my test twice before I passed it. Anyways, we're done with this. It was, I think, the first 2 weeks or a week and a half or something like that. Then we were off on the road. Boy, that was the best part of school. My goodness. I remember the first time I started driving this manual thing. I'm like, oh my gosh, gears are not going. I cannot. It's a little different than driving a regular manual. But I picked it up pretty damn quick. Like within 2 weeks, I was one of the best students in the class, and I picked it up pretty damn quick, and that was good. And I remember toward the end of the class, now I'm thinking, oh shit, now I'm about to get my license and about to go and actually drive. And I'll tell you guys, it felt like you getting deployed to war. Like the life that you know doesn't exist no more. Like it felt like, bye mom, bye sister, bye friends. No more weekends out, no more partying, no more going to the gym. The life that you know doesn't exist anymore. So I started having these doubts. I'm like, what the fuck did I get myself into? And back then, when I started getting my my license, back then it was back in the season, so Uber started to pick up back then. So I took that as an excuse. Plus, I had a girlfriend back then, and so I was like, you know what? I'm not going straight to driving. So I took a few months. I think I graduated. I think in before April 2018. Yeah, I took a few months. Off. It was like, oh, this is good. It's amazing. I'm gonna do some Uber, spend some time with my girlfriend. And in reality, I think I was very scared of leaving. Just leaving. I mean, come on. You wake up, you go to sleep in a rig. And I heard a lot of people complain about trainers. That's another concern. I heard they'd be yelling at you. Plus, like, they'd be sitting, looking at you all the time. No privacy whatsoever. So, broke up with my girlfriend, which was that biggest encouragement for me. It was a big kick in the ass for me to actually go on the road. I'm like, you know what? Let's do it. Back in August 2018, I contacted Warner, and since before I came to the States, I had a very long Arabic name, and then after I got my citizen, I chopped it off, chopped it like to a small name, like have a first, middle, and last name, just like Americans. So when they were doing the background check or whatever they were doing, they're like, "Oh, you got a name issue," so they canceled my my appointment with my orientation date. So I was very frustrated. So I contacted other carriers, and I got accepted like this. I got set up with the orientation, everything, and I was there within like 3-4 days. I was in Arizona. And I remember, like, it felt very, very strange. You're leaving home, and you're not going to another home. You're going to a different lifestyle. You get there, yeah, they were very welcoming. I remember staying at the Dury Hotel in Phoenix, Arizona. And I'm thinking, like, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, what is this? Then you wake up, have to show up at 7. I'm a night owl. Like, it's very difficult for me to wake up. And then they tell you the next day, they give you things, instruction, all that. I don't know. And then I remember they tell us the next day, tomorrow make sure you bring gloves, because your guy's about to get dirty. It's like, it really felt like a boot camp. So, and remember they show you like how to chain and all this, and then you wait. I waited. My instruction like this. It was like 2 days wait. Then this old guy and got in a truck, and I remember, like, literally, what the fuck was I doing? Like, what is this? But I'm kind of person, like, I'm very realistic. I was telling myself, I ain't got nothing to lose. Like, I'll do for a few months, and it's always been my intention is just to get some experience and become local. And I remember, like, we took this first load. It was going from Tucson to Colorado. It was going through like some U.S. highways, and I remember everything was normal, and I'm thinking, how the fuck can you stay in the truck for 12 hours and then you sleep in the truck? Don't you get poisoned in the truck? Like, smell like diesel? I was thinking that. I didn't know they got brand new trucks. Well, most carriers do. And it took some time to get used to. Like, you literally sitting behind the goddamn wheel for fucking whole day. I was having, like, and then dark came, like, it was back, I got hired like in August, the 23rd of August, I remember. And I'm sitting, I'm looking, like, it's dark, it's a two-way highway. I'm thinking, that's, and you see, like, it's not what you used to, like, you're driving in some desert or somewhere out of nowhere. You see the nothing but the moonlight, nothing. There's not even a street light, so nothing. And driving this massive thing, like, I was start having like really doubts, but I'm thinking, like, you know what, I'm gonna do it for a couple months. If I don't like it, I'm just gonna leave. But I had the commitment to actually finish at least 6 months, so I can get a local job, right? And even though, like, with all these doubts and strange feelings, I was very excited to actually drive. The way they did it, it's like the first day you watch your mentor, the next day you are driving. So with all these things in my head, I was thinking, I was like, I can't believe tomorrow to start driving. It was the only thing that I could. It was softening these strange feelings, like, no more friends. All I'm contacting with friends, I'm just sleeping on the road, or when he pulled up in some weird area, some truck stop off a U.S. highway. He's like, yeah, we shutting down here. Here, there's nothing over here. It's just a little gas station, and I had to climb up on the top, and I'm thinking how I'm gonna sleep. And then, long story short, the next day I started driving, and within 2 weeks we start to get along. I started to get along with my mentor, and it was fun, but it's a strange fun. It's really like a rolling coaster. Like, it felt like since day one I felt like it's like a rolling coaster pretty much. Every day, you'll never have 2 days that are alike. You'll always encounter some new things, new stuff. Keeps your adrenaline high, which I try to avoid those adrenaline spikes by doing my pre-trip and all these things. But they say once trucking is in your blood, that's it, you're screwed. You're like, you always want to go, you always want to be on the road and stuff like that. So here's that was my story. Like, I really enjoy it. It's been a year now. I've done a lot of things. I believe that trucking is not difficult. The difficult part about trucking is the lifestyle, how you live, how you deal with things, and how you manage strange situations, which you're definitely gonna encounter. It's all about like lifestyle, but definitely it's not for me for the long term. Like, I don't think I can. I see some of those guys I talk to in the truck stops. They're like, yeah, I've been over the road for 20 years. I'm like, wow, that's something. Well, yeah, it's quite of an experience. It's definitely something I do not regret, but probably if once I get a local job, I wouldn't look back to as well, unless I have to, or probably once I become like an owner operator, I probably do it occasionally, but mainly I'll be focusing on a local job. And here's my story, guys, and thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.